up? Welcome to All Cards Wild, the podcast. It's the game that changed the game. My name is Seton. Alongside me is Bennett, as always. And Bennett, I'm not even going to say hello to you because I've been looking forward to this conversation all week. This is the first time that, when people say like, oh, you're vicariously living through someone, I think this is really my first experience with it because I've been dying to know how game day was for you. You were in Eugene, Oregon, USC. Awesome game. Let's just get right into it. Tell us about your experience that weekend.
Okay, so let's start with this. I totally forgot that it was alumni weekend to start off, and that it was going to be a packed house at University of Oregon, packed bars, packed restaurants, packed stadium, and it was so much fun. I had a great time. Only thing is that 12:30 game was, it definitely puts a little bit of pressure on you. Going out Friday night. Expected to get a little more sleep, but considering the alumni were here, we kind of rolled from Friday night and just rolled right into the game, which definitely made it a little bit harder after the game to rally and keep going after that win. But it was so much fun. I had an awesome time. I actually ended up not even being able to go into the student section because it was sold out. So when I got there, I couldn't even get a seat. So I ended up sitting with my family and watching it, which was still a lot of fun. It was a great experience. And it was insane. And
I'm sure your family appreciates hearing that.
100%.
It was fun either way. So wait, what's the spot on Friday? Where do you go out Friday night? Are you at like a house party? Do you hit one of the bars? What's the scene like?
So it started with a notorious Oregon bar, Max's, and once again, packed out bar, getting to see a lot of old friends. So it started with Max's until they closed, and then people just, there was house parties after that, kept it going. And then we kind of just rode into it. Game day. Dan Lanning had an unbelievably funny moment with McAfee where I can't remember the exact words, but McAfee was like, last time we took our shirts off, didn't go well. Dan Lanning was like, all right, we're taking our pants off this time. Which is super funny. I love Dan. He's always like such a good presence, especially at game day and, in all the interviews that he does. But it was a lot of fun, man. It was a long day, long night. I honestly, it was a great game, and Oregon really showed out, and now we're at number 5. So it's going to be interesting going into this next week into Washington, but kudos to the Ducks. They went out and they played an amazing game.
Dude, I mean, we were just talking about Sadiq, man. That kid, he's a grown ass man,
Yeah,
and
no kid there.
I don't know if it was like 6 catches for 72 yards or something, but it felt like he had like 30 catches for 400 yards. He was just a man.
The two touchdown. The second touchdown he had was unreal. First off, unreal throw by Dante Moore into that double coverage, and that was just like a grown man catch. And let's not forget about that hurdle on second down. I mean, seeing a guy that's 250 pounds and he's clearing dudes like he's on the track team is it's just like unreal athleticism, and it kind of makes sense why he's going to be a mid first round draft pick. So I'm really excited to see him in the NFL. But that dude he's unreal. And like I said, it was the first time I ever picked. It was the first time I ever picked the 5 spot tight end, and my boy Sadiq, he came out and he showed why. I think he had like 25 fantasy points, and he hit on that Sport Pepper card. So he ended up having actually like 29 to 30. So
Who he kind of reminds me of, and I don't know, there's football people who probably will be like, dude, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, and that's totally fine. But when I watch Kenyon Sadiq play, he's got a little bit of an Anquan Bolden quality to him, where he's just kind of like this dude who's like, kind of thing, and you're like, dang, man.
I think that's not even a bad comparison, considering a lot of analysts are saying, he's a tight end, but Oregon lines him up outside. They line him up in the slot, and there's really outside of someone I would say like Caleb Downs at Ohio State, I don't really think there's many players that can guard him. He's a lot faster than you think, and I think the Anquan Bolden is a great.
I really like that. He kind of has that same body type too, in a way. Like he kind of.
Dude, the dude's shoulders are outside of his shoulder pads. Let's just talk about that. Like, what the hell is that? It's like the weirdest thing to look at. It looks like he's wearing like kids' shoulder pads, But we all damn know those are probably XLs. He just has those boulder shoulders. It's
These dudes who play positions who are just like they're a little funny because they kind of fit the mold of several different things. Like
yeah.
who was our guy, the safety on the Seahawks
Oh,
in Legion of Boom?
uh, Cam Chancellor.
Cam
Bam
Chancellor.
Bam Cam. Yeah.
He was like, I don't know how that dude made. He seemed like he was just larger than life to me. Like you could have put him on anywhere in the field and he
Yeah.
would have been great.
Yeah, once again, like Cam Chancellor, he's the size of a linebacker. He was like 6'3", 240. And then he's also playing strong safety, so it just makes it so much scarier. And especially for someone like Sadiq, like I really would not want to be even a defensive end and you see Sadiq pulling and he's coming to hit you and you just see those big shoulders and everything. It's just like holy shit.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
big ass dude, man,
he's a
coming out like
freak.
try and tackle. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
that's
yeah.
tough, man.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see him
Good
in the
grief.
NFL. I think he's gonna be. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna be really good in the NFL too. So,
It feels like you can plug him in day one
hmm
and like,
yeah,
go
100%.
ahead, kid,
He's just one of those
have a
guys.
time.
Those spectacular athletes are the dudes that can go into the NFL, get a little bit of coaching, and just excel because their athleticism just takes them so far.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure. Well, so this week, let's get into how last week's league did. Who got the Taco Bell gift card? Did they have Kenyon Sadiq? How did that all play out, Bennett?
What up, guys? Future Bennett here. I wanted to let you guys know that we were having some issues, some technical difficulties with the recording. So this is the day after, but we still wanted to go back and review who won the league last week in the Week 13 competition. It looks like it's going to be H Ward. That's what we're looking at. H Ward, you were the one who won. We can see he had Katron Allen, who went off. Makai Lemon, obviously, and Max Clare actually had a really good game out of Ohio State. So looking at this, it really seems like that All American card was the one that hit, the one where you have to get 150 rushing, receiving. But good game out of everyone here. H Ward, we will be sending your reward to you. And yeah, everyone join for next week's competition so you guys can win more items and show why you know ball.
All right, well done, H Ward.
H
Got
Ward.
yourself some Taco Bell right there. Enjoy your tacos or burritos, or maybe you're a nachos guy. Whatever you want to do. That's going to be really great for the games we got coming up this week. It's rivalry week, and it is wall to wall bangers this week.
We got tons. And I think the first one, which is like the notorious rivalry game every single year,
Hmm.
it's got to be Ohio State Michigan. It's going to be the most gritty. It's going to be the most dirty. It's going to be the most fun. Like it is. It never ever disappoints. And we got number
That
one.
rivalry is so big, it actually kind of gets annoying a little bit
Yeah,
because it's like,
yeah.
oh, well, Ohio State, as long as
Here
we
we go.
beat the other side, then it doesn't matter. Like, part of me feels like I would hate that as a fan. Like, the only thing that matters really is beating Michigan. Other than that, we don't care about anything else. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
that I
I
can really
know.
get on board with that.
I
I'm not
know.
built for that rivalry, I
I
think.
know. It's like the classic college football game. And obviously, I mean, it's gonna be a good one because like Michigan, who I feel like Michigan hasn't gotten a whole lot like talked about. They're 9-2. They're number 15, but that will still be a good game. Ohio State's number one. Obviously, they've just been rolling teams, but this is the classic game. So I think this one's gonna be a really good one. I think another one, which even though last week I wrote them off, Texas first, Texas A&M at Texas night game. That one's going to be an insane one. I mean, it's you never know. You really never know with that, right?
Yeah, no. Rivalry games always have that sort of element of like anybody's game kind of thing. I do love though that when we're like you sort of run down the list of great games this week, it doesn't take you very far to get to Vandy, Tennessee. Which
Yeah,
I'm sorry, no disrespect to Vanderbilt, I get it. You guys are good this year. It still cracks me up. Sorry, can't get over it yet. It's gonna take a couple of years probably for me.
it's awesome though. Yeah, man. I'm all for it. I love watching Vandy be in these like big talked about games. Obviously they're number 14, Tennessee's 20, or excuse me, sorry, Vandy's 12, Tennessee's 18.
Hmm.
After the new ranks, and you know I'm riding Pavia. I've been riding Pavia. I want to see Pavia win. I like Tennessee this year, but yeah, man, let's go. Come on, Vandy. Let's see him do it again. Let's
Yeah,
see him do it again.
Vandy, keep on rolling. That'll be fun. Georgia Tech at Georgia. That's fun. Georgia, they're a monster,
They're a monster.
juggernaut of a team. What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
yeah,
Oregon at Washington. I'm not. I haven't seen anybody call it a trap game because I think Oregon's going to be fine either way.
yeah,
The outcome of this game, right? It's really about what that week of the playoffs looks like for them, right?
yeah. I think Oregon will be fine. I think obviously this is once again rivalry, and it's at Washington, which is going to make it hard. I think they're going to give Oregon a game, but once again, I'm not very worried as an Oregon fan, as someone who just knows college football. I think this will be it's going to be a toss up. But I mean, once again, Oregon's on a roll, and I think that USC game was a big statement game. Oregon really won on almost all sides of the ball, and really, after looking at like they won, the huge win for them against USC was in special teams, obviously with that punt return, and just overall they played very well. And I feel like that's an aspect of college football and in football in general that people don't really talk about much is special teams. But this will be this will be a good one for Oregon to pull out against Washington.
Oregon's playing better too since a little bit of a misstep against Iowa.
Yeah,
Almost blew that one, but they've really sort of uh, righted the ship,
yeah,
rightened the
yeah.
ship. I'm not sure exactly how you
They're
say that, but the ship is much more steady
I
these
think they're
days.
honing it in right now, and it's really good that they're finally doing this right before the college football playoffs because obviously, I think actually them losing to Indiana was good for them because obviously we saw last year they went undefeated and then they kind of had they never really had that game where they were like, okay, now we have to prove ourselves and now we have to really get into gear. They kind of were riding that high, and then obviously the Ohio State game, I don't want to talk about that. It was a really hard day for me, but um, you know, I think. I think Oregon can pull it out against Washington. I think a couple more ones to quickly mention. Obviously, Bama, Auburn, another
And,
SEC classic right there. This is huge for Bama. Bama really needs to win this, and Bama needs to have a statement win against Auburn if they really want to keep their, I guess, praise to the committee into the college football playoffs. And then the last one being Pitt against Miami, which they're two ranked teams, but I feel like out of all the rivalry games, this is the one I'm like I don't want to say least excited for, but it's going to be the one I think that I'm not going to be tuning in as much to. I feel like there's a lot more games. I think they're going to be a little more exciting.
yeah, Miami Pitt is interesting, and but we're just quickly back to Auburn, Alabama. Auburn obviously down year. Um, it's really not going their way this year,
Yeah,
but that every kid on that team is just an absolute stud.
stud.
So again, it's one of those ones where it's SEC football. You never know what's going to happen. You can't be too surprised to find out that all of a sudden Auburn somehow pulls one out here, and
No,
you're like,
100.
"Dang, dude, where was that all season?"
No, 100%. I mean, Auburn has talent, and Bama is coming off that loss against Oklahoma. I mean, obviously it wasn't last week, but they're coming off of it, and I think that I think Bama's going to get them. I think Bama has this, but obviously, like yeah, it's SEC rivalry. It's the Iron Bowl. It's like
Yeah.
it's another classic. It's just like Michigan versus Ohio State. So I think we could see a lot of different ways of this coming out. But I'm gonna pick Alabama here. I'm just gonna I'm gonna ride them.
I'm not on a limb on that one, huh? Just
Yeah,
say I think I'm
seriously,
going to take the
it's my bold
Crimson
take.
Tide here.
It's my
Gotcha.
bold
Yeah,
take.
yeah. Roll Tide. All right. Yeah,
Roll
hot taker for
Tide.
sure.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Well, yeah, so those are sort of like there's a bunch of other rivalry games this weekend, but those are the ones that have probably the most significant playoff implications. And that's actually where we're getting this week's competition. We're going top 25 grid.
Yep. Here we go. Let's take a look at it. This is honestly, by far, guys, my favorite grid of the year. We have so much talent here. It was really hard for me to think about the picks I wanted to go with. There's some bias picks here for me. There's also some guys I just have a good feeling they're going to go off. And I think to start, I've been saying it the whole year. I'm riding with him. I was thinking Marcel Reed. He's been great. But look at Diego Pavia, number 4. And he's projected 28.8. So I'm gonna keep it going. I love Pavia. I'm gonna go with Pavia. Pavia has a big game to prove against Tennessee, and I know he's gonna do it. I know he's gonna do it. So we're gonna go with Pavia here at our quarterback spot. Going into running backs, I think you could pick any single one of these guys. And you know who's been on a tear? And you can call it bias because I'm a Ducks fan, but I'm going with Noah Whittington. He had one of the best runs I've ever seen in college football history against Minnesota 2 weeks ago. And I'm just going to stick with it. He's been playing really well. Oregon really does kind of have like a committee at running back, but Noah Whittington has really been proving himself.
It feels like a bargain at that 2 spot,
Yeah, it is.
you know?
And he's projected 18.5, and I think against Washington, I think Oregon's going to really try to just dominate the time of possession, which means Oregon's going to run the ball a lot more. And I think Noah Whittington's going to have himself a game. So we're gonna go with Noah Whittington here. Wide receivers, I mean, you're looking at there's literally so many good names here. Um, and I know I was talking about I'm not really going to watch Miami that much, but I think Malachi Tony is such a beast, and he's a freshman and he's been killing it. And he's right there. See, him and Jeremiah Smith are projected the same. And I was thinking about Jeremiah Smith against Michigan, but I'm going to go with Malachi Tony. And now for you Ohio State fans, at my wide receiver 2 spot, I'm going to go with Carnell Tate, who I know he's kind of in the shadow of Jeremiah Smith, but Carnell Tate is a beast. Dude is super good, and he's been playing really good this year. So I think for these guys, these are my 4 locks for my quarterback, running back, and my 2 wide receivers. And guys,
I'm setting up a big pick here at tight ends.
here we go. Budget remaining. We got 4. Okay, we go down here, and I'm looking at 4, and I see a name. I see a name that we were just talking about, and I'm gonna ride it because this dude is so good. I'm taking my guy Kenyon Sadiq because he's actually just insane, and I want to root for him, and I want to go into this game knowing I have him in my lineup. So this is what we're looking at. We got Pavia, Whittington, Tony, Tate, and Sadiq, and I think, hey man, I think this team's gonna go off. So this is what we're looking at. Now, obviously, we're going into cards, and I'm gonna give you guys the 2 because obviously I don't want you guys to follow every single thing, but once again, no brainer here. Diego Pavia, there's no reason for you not to take escape artist on him. Dude is like almost like a running back in some ways. And I think I could go the wide receiver cards, or we could go right here to Mr. Kenyon Sadiq. Once again, we've been talking about him this whole time. Last week I went with Sport Pepper and a hit. And I think against Washington, I think there's no reason why he can't hit it again. So we're going to go with Escape Artist and Sport Pepper. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is that we have some of these unique Thanksgiving cards, which is pretty fun. We're going to be having theme cards as we go through some of it. We're getting right into the holiday season. And I think that you can kind of pick some of these cards just to spice it up a little bit. It'll be kind of fun. And yeah, I think those are my 2 cards for my 2 guys, and that's my team.
It kind of spells out a goofy looking word too, just in the logos, like Valvo. It's like it could be some kind of like yoga clothing brand or something like that.
Yeah, no, seriously, like Aloe, or yeah, Vallo.
It's really expensive.
Vallo,
really
yeah,
expensive.
where you're gonna buy where you're gonna buy a full set of sweats and a hoodie. It's gonna run you probably $225 or something like that, right?
Easy. It's the best thing you ever had. Anyway, speaking of the best thing you ever had, we got ourselves a Fandango gift card up for grabs this week.
There we go.
So if you need to get out of the house during the holidays, Thanksgiving, you need to escape from the family or something like that, and you're like, oh, guys, I'm just going to go see a movie. I'll see you later. There you go.
Yeah,
you win the league this week, and your mental health. We are helping with your mental health right now.
We're saving you.
Yeah. Have you been to the movies lately? I haven't been to the movies in a little bit.
I actually went. I went last Tuesday. Week from today. I went last Tuesday and I saw The Running Man, which is obviously there was a movie before. It's a different spin, kind of more off like the Stephen King, like the book. It was pretty solid. It was like a Glenn Powell action kind of classic movie. I think it was solid. I think once again, if you do want to escape the fam, if you want to go and watch a movie, I do not think it would be a waste of your money. And if you win the gift card, then it's going to be free. So
yeah, there you go.
Why not? Why not?
That's like the best time to take a chance on a movie.
Exactly.
When it's free, it's like, all right, yeah, I'll go see The Running Man. I don't care.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah. What do you do for Thanksgiving? Speaking of escaping families,
So,
what do you do for Thanksgiving? Do you go somewhere? Do you go to your parents' house? Does everybody come together? Do you have a big football game?
Yeah, so right there, actually, you said it. Thanksgiving, since I was young, has always been up in Seattle, where most of my family is. And I come from a very competitive family, a very greedy
Really?
family, and yeah, we play an annual Turkey Bowl, which is a flag football game that never really seems to be flag football. Kind of always turns into tackle, a little push, a little shove, maybe a little too much contact to a time where someone starts crying. But it's always a great time, and I actually do advise all families out there to go play a Turkey Bowl. It's I feel like Thanksgiving in America, it's definitely kind of revolved around eating, obviously, spending time with family, and football. There's a lot of it with football. So yeah, go out, grab your fam, grab your cousins, your brothers, your siblings, and yeah, go play a little football game. And just if you're a competitive family like mine, just don't hit the little cousin too hard. Don't push the little cousin into the ground too hard. I've had a couple incidences where my uncles
The
and aunts were
problem
happy.
is that when you're somebody like, say, yourself, Bennett, right? You're at a certain age. At one point in time, you were that little guy that everybody hit
Yeah,
and made cry, and then it becomes your turn to be like, I can finally make somebody cry.
get my
Sorry,
payback.
Jimmy.
Get my
Sorry,
payback.
Jimmy, but you get one right in the chest. Like, it's just your turn. I'm sorry.
It's
This
your
is the way
turn,
the
man.
family
It's,
works. It's
it's
your
just how
turn.
it works. It's how it works.
Yeah.
Passing down the torch of getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's got to learn to get their ass kicked once in a while. What better way to do it than from like your older cousin?
Yeah,
You only
right.
see him once or twice a year, and you're like,
Exactly.
ah, man.
Yeah. Everyone comes together. A very wholesome Thanksgiving time. No. Let's beat up on the little kids, right? Let's do it.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Are you a turkey or a sides kind of guy?
so this has been. I made up my mind about this a long time ago, and I know this is sometimes a hot take for people. I think turkey sucks. I'm a ham guy, and I like sides way more than turkey. I'm if you could build my perfect Thanksgiving loadout, give me ham instead of turkey. Obviously, I think stuffing also is a little overrated.
Okay,
I'm
you
not.
know what?
Here we go.
I'll take the turkey, but
Is
now
that is
you're
that?
just being disrespectful. Now you're just being rude. Okay?
Hey man, my favorite side is like a baked mac and cheese. That you
Yeah.
combo that with some good ham for me, and you got me happy. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm not the biggest turkey fan. I think it's a little dry. I think it's a little
Yeah.
overrated, and it's really only celebrated because it's kind of like that Thanksgiving staple.
I
Um,
do. I do. Yeah, I think turkey's a little overrated myself, but I do enjoy it just for the holiday. And it's like, all
yeah,
right, well,
it's time to
see you
eat.
next year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
not
exactly.
gonna eat you again.
It, yeah, yeah, right. But yeah, it's yeah. If I could give it to you, I would go ham all day. But
Yeah, all right. Ham is elite. Ham is
yeah,
elite too. I think that we got a game to play. Um,
let's do it. Let's do it. Obviously, we could banter about it. We could rant about it. We could make each other pissed off. But I actually found this game on my toy box called On Sides, which is gives a little football spin off, which I mess with.
see what
Right,
you did there. I
right.
see what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad actually. I like it. So how about we get into this? Let's have our little debate. Okay, round one: mac and cheese versus green bean casserole. I feel like should we don't really need to banter about this, right?
Why don't you just run through it? We could go with your picks because I know I'm going green bean casserole, but I think you're a mac and cheese guy.
Okay, all right, we can go here. So I'm gonna go with mac and cheese here.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy one. Sweet potato casserole. I actually am a big fan of sweet potatoes, but I think for the popular opinion and for the nostalgia factor, we're gonna go with mashed potatoes. You gotta have it.
We'll go with the OG there.
Right? Stuffing versus cornbread casserole. Cornbread, another good one, but as much as I do hate stuffing, it's another one that like I kind of feels like an essential you have to have in here. And I'm really liking right now this little lineup I have. I got mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, stuffing. You know,
It's plate right now. I
we're
mean, it's
building a good plate.
solid. Yeah.
And here we go. Here's gravy
This is
versus
the
cranberry
showdown of all
sauce.
showdowns right now. Gravy versus cranberry sauce,
I
dude.
mean, come on, man. We're talking about a ranked opponent here versus an unranked opponent, in my
I
opinion,
mean,
right?
I see. You know what else I see that's happening here? We're going rivalry week. They're definitely the rivals. Sweet potatoes v potatoes. That is a rivalry and a half.
Right,
That's the
right
Texas
there,
Texas A&M of sides if
right
I've ever
there.
seen it.
I think
Holy
I think
smokes, this
gravy
is
is also
brutal.
a very solid. What I like about gravy is like even with turkey, right? It helps with the dryness of the turkey. Obviously, you put on the mashed potatoes. I put in the stuffing too. I feel like gravy is kind of one of those almost players, kind of like Sadiq, right? You can kind of plug and play him in any different position. So we're gonna go with gravy here. So this is my lineup. We got all the classics, right? And this is what this is how you make a good plate. So now here we go. Round 2. Mashed potatoes versus mac and cheese. This one's gonna be hard for me because I actually do like mashed potatoes a lot. But I'm gonna stick with mac and cheese because I can't go back on my word. Gravy versus stuffing. Now here's one. Now that we don't have mashed potatoes, I don't know if I can go gravy here. But gravy is also gonna be good for the main, for the ham or the turkey. And I know I wasn't liking about stuffing, but Seton, I'm gonna go with you here. I'm gonna go with stuffing here. And obviously going into the final round, I think I don't really need to say much here. Mac and cheese is my goat side. Okay, y'all. Mac and cheese is my goat side. We look at here some of the popular picks. Stuffing. We got a lot of stuffing, guys. Seton, you got a lot of friends in here. We got a lot.
Yeah.
You got some people here.
I'm having a very strong emotional reaction to how your bracket just played out. I'm sorry. I'm trying to compose myself, but
Hey, man, it's okay. It's okay.
it's okay. You know what? It's your plate. You eat however you want.
It's my plate. And sadly you won't be there at my Thanksgiving, but I bet we could have a pretty good debate about this. So yeah, that's what I'm going with right there.
All right, hey, you know what? It's your plate. You do Thanksgiving how you do Thanksgiving. That's totally okay. That's the beauty of Thanksgiving. You could eat whatever you want. I'm not really sure how to transition from here to the NFL other than, maybe you're eating early. Maybe you're eating during Lions Packers. I'm not really sure. My family always ate really early growing up. We were like 1, 2 o'clock. We would eat dinner crazy early. Maybe you're eating during Chiefs Cowboys.
I was going to say,
dude, that's a monster game.
I'm
Actually,
most
that might
likely
be one of the
Chiefs Cowboys.
highest rated games like regular season games of all time. Chiefs Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Holy crap.
It's a classic.
Dude, that's gonna be
It's
a
classic. It's gonna be a good one. I feel like you kind of always see Lions and Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving for some reason. But I love it. It's like the nostalgia factor. I've been watching them since I was little. So I definitely will be eating and watching Chiefs Cowboys. And sadly, I kind of feel like that we all know how that's gonna go, but you never know. You never know with the Cowboys, but
I'm not sad about that at all.
Yeah.
I could watch the Cowboys lose every single day of my life and be very happy.
I could also watch the Chiefs lose every single day, and I would love
I
it.
don't mind the Chiefs losing either. Got to admit.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a little hate watch, and we'll just see who wins in the end, right?
Yeah, I am. I feel like I don't know if that's a negative part of my personality, but I'm a little bit of a hate watcher, where I'm like, yes, lose. Get another one, pile it on. Yes,
another
great.
pick,
Just
another fumble.
Put them in, rub their face in it. I do.
Love it.
The teams I just hate, I really hate. Anyway, though, All Cards Wild. It's not just college football. It's got NFL. You should start your own league. You can talk a bunch of trash with your buddies. You could join our league if you want, the Locker Room League. We play that with the Locker Room group, so jump in on that. I got a league I'm starting with my son because that's a way that we sort of like to talk trash to each other a little bit. I'm getting a little frustrated because he's gotten to an age where he's really paying attention to sports in a big way. And he's starting to beat my ass in things. And I'm like,
it's getting
dude, what the hell is this all about?
He's starting to kind of he's getting over that hedge, where he's starting to get there. Yeah,
there used to be some things that I could just run right through them, and be like, oh, I know all of this stuff, and we would play like fantasy this or fantasy that. And be like, oh, this kid doesn't know.
Yeah.
Now he does know.
Yeah.
And,
now he knows.
It's annoying.
Hey, and you know what? If there's anything, obviously there's always a lot of controversy at Thanksgiving at the Thanksgiving dinner table. But here's one: you start a family. You start a league with your fam. It's a perfect time to do it. Everyone's gonna be together, and hey, there's no better than knowing a little bit more ball than everyone else in your family and being able to talk a little bit of trash. So I personally encourage that. I'm going to do the same with my family. It'll be pretty fun. So yeah.
Well, hey man, I wish you a happy and healthy holiday. I hope you and your family have a great time. I hope you're the MVP of the game that weekend.
We'll try.
I hope you put one of your cousins right through the parked car or wherever you guys play. Yeah. We always played in the street, so my brother would check me right into the car, and you're like, God dang, Dave,
man,
what the heck?
Come on.
Yeah. Older brothers, man.
Yeah, man. I'll make sure to do it for you. I'll get a good little hit, out of him.
So, yeah, right on, man. All right, buddy. Have a great one. All right, enjoy.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving.